Cinnamon Bear.
Judy and Jimmy, with Cinnamon Bear and the Crazy Quilt Dragon, are still in the Wishing Woods. Queen Melissa's magic instructions for restoring their broken star to one piece directed them to the Wishing Well, where the Cinnamon Bear took it upon himself to do a bit of investigating. However, he carried his investigation too far. As a matter of fact, he carried it clear to the bottom of the well. He leaned over too far and tumbled head over paws down, down, down to the very bottom of the Wishing Well.
Oh, poor Cinnamon Bear.
Gee willikers, how'll we ever get him out? It's deeper than anything.
Hello down there, Patio Cinnamon.
Yoo-hoo! Patty, can you hear us?
Hello? I can't hear you.
Are you all right?
Yes, but I'd surely like to get out of this awful place.
Is there any water down there?
No, but it's freezing cold. Brr. I don't like it one little bit. Thank goodness my extra special stuffing kept me from getting hurt.
Hang on down there, Cinnamon Bear, and don't be frightened. We'll get you out in no time.
But however will we do it, Crazy Quilt?
Let me see now. If we only had a rope.
But there wouldn't be any ropes around here.
Quite true. But we might look around for a tree branch to put down the well. He could scramble up on that.
All right, let's look.
How about this, Crazy Quilt?
Oh, it's too big for any of us to lift.
Well, here's one that's small enough.
Oh, no, that's dead. It would snap right under him.
I don't see anything else we could use. Do you, Jimmy?
No, not a thing. Say, I've got an idea.
What?
This is a wishing well, isn't it?
Of course it is. You know that.
Well, why don't we just wish him out?
Splendid. My, you're the smart one, Jimmy. Now, why didn't I think of that?
Look, there's a sign over here on this side of the well. I can't read it because it's kind of dark like. Can you read it, Crazy Quilt?
Just a minute. Sure enough. Why, it's some instructions for using the wishing well.
Jiminy Crickets, hurry up and read them.
Let's see. Wishing well wishes you well. Wish your wish and wait the spell.
Oh, hooray! Now we can save poor Cinnamon Bear.
Oh, wait. Here's a P.S. Be you 1 or 28. A single wish is all you rate. Oh, gracious me, this is dreadful.
Why, Crazy Quilt?
Well, Melissa's instructions said the wishing well is where to go to find out what you want to know. And we wanted to know how to get the broken silver star back together again, didn't we?
Sure we did.
I'm positive Melissa meant for us to use the wish for that purpose.
And the sign says we can only have one wish. So if we use it to pull Cinnamon Bear out of the well, we won't be able to get the star fixed.
That's what it amounts to, Jimmy.
Well, I don't care. We've just got to get dear Patio Cinnamon out of that black old well. Of course, I'll feel awful about not getting our beautiful silver star mended. But Cinnamon Bear's our friend, and we can't leave him there. So we'll just hurry up and wish him out.
That's your privilege, Judy, but it seems to me that his carelessness doesn't deserve such loyalty. And remember, Christmas is getting closer and closer and closer. So if you expect...
Oh, dear. I don't know what to say. But poor Patty, I've just got to help him. Wishing well, I wish the Cinnamon Bear to be up here with us right this very minute.
Oh, wow. Am I glad to be out of that. Excuse me just a moment while I shake out my extra special stuffing a bit.
We're so glad to see you again, Cinnamon Bear.
You bet. For a while, you had us pretty worried.
I hope you're satisfied, Patio Cinnamon, now that you've ruined the children's chances for getting their silver star fixed.
What do you mean? Say that again, you miserable excuse for a bed quilt.
Gladly, you cheap imitation fur coat.
What's that? Hold your tongue there, or I'll growl my most ferocious growl at you.
Ferocious growl, indeed. You do better to hang your stuffed head in shame. Judy and Jimmy have used up the only wish they can have just to fish you out of the well.
Is this true?
Well, just sort of.
It doesn't matter, Cinnamon Bear. You couldn't help it.
Oh, Judy. Jimmy, I'm so terribly sorry. I don't know what to say.
Now everything's going to be all right. And we'll get the silver star all fixed when we go back to Melissa and explain how we used up our wish.
Sure we will. Melissa's awful nice. She'll help us out again.
And speaking of helping us out, what do you say we help us out of the Wishing Woods?
That's the first sensible thing you've said in 5 minutes, Crazy Quilt. Oh, look. There's a sort of a path over there. It's not a very good one, but at least we can try it.
Might as well. Even if it doesn't take us out of the woods, maybe it will lead us to somebody who can tell us the way.
Spoken like a true pioneer, Jimmy. Onward!
It's an awful narrow path, Crazy Quilt. I think we'd all better go single file.
Oh, but definitely, Judy. I'm not at all anxious to have my beautiful patches torn by this underbrush.
Hey, I think I can see out of the woods.
Already? Why, this is the best luck we've had in ever so long.
The trees aren't so thick now. And I think there's a clear place ahead.
Oh, that will be a relief indeed.
What's the matter, Crazy? Have you been scared because it was so dark?
One more word out of you, Fuzzy Pants, and I'm very liable to forego my usual composure and paddle your cinnamon trousers for you.
Oh, yes?
I don't think we can get out this way.
Why not, Jimmy?
Well, there's nothing out here but mud. As far as I can see either way, mud.
Let me look. Jumping jellyfish. It's mud for a fact.
Bless my crazy quilt aunt if it isn't. A regular river of mud. Probably runs the whole length of the woods.
It doesn't look very wide.
No, but it's too wide to jump across, and I couldn't swim in that stuff. Ugh. It's thick and oozy, and no telling how deep. I'll have to draw the line there.
Oh, I see a sign over there, Cinnamon Bear.
What does it say?
Private. No muddling. Oh, my goodness.
I wonder what that could be. Oh, say, which one of you threw that mud at me? Right in the eye.
Don't look at me. Though I might have the inclination, I'd hardly lower myself to mudslinging.
Jimmy and I wouldn't do it, Cinnamon Bear.
Well, who did it then? I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Oh, my gracious. Look at that.
What are they?
Willikers. They look something like people, only they're all made out of mud. And they're 3 times bigger than we are.
Yeah.
There's only 2 of them, thank goodness. But, oh, they're awful looking.
Let me handle them. This takes diplomacy. Greetings, fellow travelers. Who might you be?
Yeah. We're the Muddlers. Here's how.
Whoa. Oh, you ruffians. Throw mud at Crazy Quilt, will you?
Yeah. And here's for the rest of you.
Oh, Jimmy! Don't let them do it!
You bet I won't. Hey, you let my sister alone, you dirt and water bums.
Let him have it. He insulted us.
Right, Captain McMud.
Ha-ha, miss me.
What's wrong, Mudley? Losing your grip?
Sorry, Captain. Better luck this time. Yeah. Here's mud in your eye.
Missed again.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm afraid. They're so big and ugly.
Wait a bit, dirty face. What prompts all this vicious mudslinging? I've never been so Oh, my beautiful color.
We need target practice, don't we, Captain McMud?
We'll teach you to come around our sacred mud baths.
Oh, got me again. Just wait till I get my paws on you.
How you doing, Mudley?
Fair to muddling, Captain. Got that fuzzy beast square on the schnozola.
He certainly did. I'm a cinnamon mess.
If your mother could only see you now.
I think we'll have to run for it. These muddlers are nasty creatures. Come on, children, back into the woods.
No, you don't. They're trying to get away, Mudley. Head them off.
Okay, Captain. Shall I yell for the rest of the mud guards?
No, we can handle them.
Maybe they'd let us go if we gave them something.
We haven't got anything to give them.
How about your little looking glass, Judy?
Yes, I'll try that. Would you muddlers let us alone if I gave you this pretty looking glass?
No, we don't want you to give us nothing. But here's something for you.
Oh, dear, got me again.
Yeah.
Poor Crazy Quilt. You're keeping those awful muddlers from hitting us.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Glad to help. Well, Patio Cinnamon, what are you doing for the cause?
I'm thinking I am. Strategist, that's me.
Indeed. And what piece of strategy have you cooked up?
Well, it's coming. I'll tell you when I got it straight.
Well, if it's going to do us any good, you'd better get it soon.
Ouch! I got it.
So I noticed right on the nose.
Oh, no, not that. I mean the idea. Judy, try the magic lunchbox. See if they'll let us go if you give it to them.
I'll try, Patty. Please, Mr. Muddlers, look what I've got for you.
Yeah? Well, what is it?
It's a specially magical box with all sorts of goodies in it. Cookies and
Right.
sandwiches and...
Sandwiches. Hey, get out.
What's the matter? Wouldn't you like that?
No. We never eat anything but mud pies.
Oh, dear. Whatever can we do now?
Come on, Mudley. I'm fed up throwing mud. Let's give 'em the wipes.
You mean push them in the mud river?
Yeah, shove 'em in. Let 'em soak a while. Then we'll come back and make mud statues out of 'em.
No, don't. Jimmy, they're coming after us.
We can't.
Come on.
They've got us.
Oh, we're in for it now.
Yeah, you mean you're in it now. Help yourselves, friends. We'll be back after you're all soaked up.
Are you all right, Judy?
Oh, Jimmy, I can't touch bottom, and I just keep sinking.
Cinnamon Bear's got his mouth full of mud.
Climb on my back, everybody. Come on, Judy, Jimmy. There. You made it, Paddy. Now I'll try and swim.
Please do, Crazy Quilt. Please do. You've just got to.
Can you do it, Crazy Quilt? Can you?
I can't make it.
Jimmy, we're sinking.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
This looks mighty serious, doesn't it? That mud is awfully thick and black, and goodness knows how deep it is. Will Crazy Quilt be able to get them out? Well, let's just hope they can keep their heads up until next time so we can find out what happens.
Presenting The Christmas Eve Ghost, another in the series of radio plays based on stories featured in the American Weekly, the magazine which is distributed with all Hearst's Sunday newspapers from coast to coast. The Christmas Eve Ghost was produced in the New York studios of the General Broadcasting Company. Men of the sea are superstitious, even more so than landsmen. The sky, the swell of the ocean surface, birds wheeling and screaming around a ship, all these apparently innocent details have certain ominous interpretations for your sailorman, so it's not surprising that there should be wild tales of haunted ships and shipwrecks which lie fathoms deep or beached on the sandy shores off the New England coast. In the middle of the last century, no sturdier, smarter, five-masted schooner ever sailed the seas than the Ruth I. Brown. Her skipper, a huge, brawny seaman named Cobb, as good a captain as ever ordered the foretack heave down, had one outstanding characteristic. He was deeply religious. Too religious to suit his men, he always carried a parson on board ship to hold services. One blustery Christmas Eve, the skipper was sitting in his cabin, reading aloud to himself.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. Come in.
If you please, Captain.
Come in, Mr. Willebrand. Come in. I was just reading a bit of the scriptures.
Aye, Captain. But if you...
Sit down, mate, and listen.
But, Captain...
Sit down.
Aye, sir.
I'm reading from the 2nd chapter of Luke, where the angel appeared to the shepherds. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior.
Captain?
And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. That's what the good book says, mate.
Aye, sir.
And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host. You know what that means?
No, sir.
Well, that means there was a flock of spirits appeared. You believe in spirits, don't you?
The bottle kind I does, Captain.
Damn it, mate, don't be profane. I mean ghosts.
My mistake, Captain.
You heard tell of ghost appearing, haven't you?
Aye, Captain. I've heard tell of them.
Never seen them?
Never, sir.
Neither have I. But the good book tells us they do appear. I wonder if the parson has ever seen them. Mate, just run and give the parson my compliments. And ask him if he's good enough to step here a minute.
Well, if you please, Captain. I was sent here with the parson's compliment and to ask if you'd be so good as to step to his cabin.
What for?
Well, the parson's in a bad way, sir.
Sick?
Shot, sir.
Shot? When?
If you please. If you please, sir. Last night while he was ashore, some tipsy oysterman let him have one while he was holding the services in the back room of the Jolly Tar.
Why didn't somebody tell me?
Well, the parson wouldn't hear tell of it, Captain. Didn't want to upset you. Some of the men got him aboard and into his bunk.
But he's in a bad way, you see.
Aye, sir. Took a turn for the worse just a spell back.
Well, why didn't you tell me when you first came in?
I tried to, Captain, but...
Don't stand there spouting like a humpback whale. Get me my jacket off you on the hook.
Aye, aye, sir.
Parson's in a bad way, is he? Poor devil, having only one eye and a peg leg was bad enough without getting shot.
Your jacket, Captain.
All right, come along, Mr. Willoughby, and we'll have a look at the parson.
Captain?
Yes, Parson.
Oh, thank you, sir, for coming.
Oh, that's all right, Parson. That's... No. Don't you try to get up now. Lie back and rest.
Thank you. I'm pretty weak.
Mate, Captain, turn the lantern the other way a little. Light's right in his face.
Aye, sir.
That better, Parson?
Much. Thank you, Captain. Sorry to be so much trouble.
No trouble, man. No trouble at all.
But it won't be for long.
Well, of course not. Well, you'll be up and about deck in short order.
Pardon me for contradicting, Captain, but I'll never pace a deck again.
Being six made you morbid, Parson. Now stop thinking that way.
My time's come, Captain. I knowed it soon as the bullet hit me. Funny, ain't it?
What?
How we never know how the end will come. I always hope to die in my home port, but it's to be at sea.
Oh, stop talking like that, man.
It's true, Captain. I'm dying. My race is run. Ah, do you hear that?
Hear what?
Music. Heavenly music.
Where?
Here, in this cabin.
Do you hear it, Mr. Willibrand?
No.
Are you sure you heard music, Parson?
I heard it. I hear it still. Listen. Can't you hear it, too?
Would you like me to read a bit of scripture, Parson?
They're coming to take me home. God sent his angels for me. See them, Captain.
Now, you lie back and rest, Parson.
Oh, Captain, you don't believe me. You think I'm delirious. I'm not. I see the angels and hear their music.
Yes, Parson, yes. If you say you do, you do.
The good book says God sends his angels, doesn't it?
Yes, Parson, it does. Now, what did I tell you, Mr. Willibrand? I was just sending Mr. Willibrand here for you, Parson, when he come for me. I've just been reading about that in the good book.
It's true. It's gospel. The Spirit does return. I know that I shall return, too.
Yes, Parson.
I die strong in the faith that I'll be allowed to return. And then I shall not only preach to men's souls, but I shall heal their bodies.
Lantern's getting dimmer, Captain. Will I fetch some more oil?
Oh, don't bother, mate. My lantern of life is growing weaker, too. Captain.
What is it, Parson?
I always preach the truth, ain't I?
That you have.
You believe what I've told you, don't you?
Aye, but come now, lie back now. Don't lean on your elbow like that.
I must make you believe what I'm about to say.
Yes.
I know that I shall return the same night, this very hour, to preach to men and heal their bodies.
Aye, Parson.
Remember this, Captain. I shall come back to preach and heal their bodies.
A week later, the Ruth I. Brown caught fire from the galley stove while everybody was ashore, and she burned to the water's edge. The whole town was interested in the dying prediction of the saintly old parson. Some believed it would come true. Others scoffed at it. But everyone impatiently waited for the next Christmas Eve, the first anniversary of the parson's death. One of the most ardent believers in the prophecy was little Davy, the crippled son of Captain Cobb. He constantly talked of the parson's return and hoped that he might be relieved of his crutches. Although he never expressed his opinion of the whole matter, Captain Cobb took his little son down to the wreck of the Ruthia Brown on the appointed night.
He said he'd come back, didn't he, Father?
Aye, son.
Did he say what time?
The hour of his death, he said, baby, and that was at 8 bells.
And he will come, won't he?
He said so, Davy.
I think he will. Do you think we'll be able to see him?
I don't know. Maybe.
Where was the cabin he died in, Father?
Aft. See the broken, charred wheel there?
Yes.
Well, his cabin was just after that.
I'm going up there. Maybe he'll come back for sure if I do.
Evening, Captain Cobb.
Oh, evening, Mr. Willebrand.
Tonight's the night, ain't it?
Aye. Tonight's the night.
Folks are starting to gather, I see.
Aye.
You believe the parson will come back, don't you?
He said he would.
Yeah, he said lots of things the parson did, but I won't believe him.
Well, then, what are you here for?
Just to see all the folks get fooled.
Come to scoff, huh?
No, I wouldn't say that. Just come to look on a spell. Mind the night he died, Captain?
Aye.
How you been reading about spirits coming down from heaven, and how he heard them coming after him?
Aye.
And all that eerie music he was raving about? He and you never heard a note of it, did we?
No, mate, we didn't.
He was the only one aboard who heard or saw anything.
Aye.
Well then, Captain, how will we ever know if he comes back?
I wish I knew, mate. I wish I knew.
8 bells, Captain.
Aye. 8 bells, mate.
Here comes the folks. They expect miracles or something.
The parson said he'd come back. Said he'd come back to preach and heal this very hour, mate.
But do you think he'll come back, Captain?
The parson was a very honest man, mate.
Captain, Mr. Willebrand.
Oh, he meant well enough, Captain. But this coming back now.
Here I am, just as I said, Captain. Mr. Willebrand, listen to me.
He was so certain he'd return.
Yes, Captain, I promised to return, and here I am.
They say dying men have peculiar visions, Captain.
Aye, Mr. Willebrand.
Don't you hear me? I'm back with you. I've got so much to tell you.
That's why I hope I go sudden like when it comes my turn.
Don't fear death, Mr. Willebrand. Death is peace. Death is beautiful. Oh, if you could only hear me.
Parson died easy.
Yes, Captain, I've died easy.
He ain't having an easy time getting back, though.
I wonder if he will come tonight.
I'm here, Captain. I'm here. Can't you see me? I can see you. Don't you hear the music?
The wind's getting round to the north.
Be a cold night tonight, Captain. Might blow up a storm for morning.
I haven't much longer to stay with you, Captain. I promised you I'd be back. I want you to know I've kept my promise. Oh, there's only one way left now to make you believe.
Well, I guess the parson's failed you, Captain. Might as well get back to where it's warm.
I guess you're right, mate. I guess you're right. Oh, where's Davy? He left me here just a few minutes ago. He went aft for the wheel there.
Oh, somebody's coming along the deck now. Is that him?
Well, must be nobody else up there.
Can't be, Captain. Davy'd be on his crutches.
He is Davy. And he ain't got his crutches.
Captain,
You mean? I don't know what I mean.
Father!
Davy! Be careful. Where's your crutches, son?
I saw him, Father. I saw the parson.
Child imagines things too easily. I shouldn't have brought him. Careful, Davy. I'll come get you, son.
You don't have to, Father. See? I'll never need my crutches again. I can walk.
Well, I'll be...
Davy, my boy. Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Did the old parson keep his promise and reappear? Full details of the story of this strange old character, as well as many other supernatural visitations, will be found under the title, The Haunted Shipwrecks Off the Coast of Maine, in next Sunday's issue of the American Weekly, the magazine which is distributed with all Hearst Sunday newspapers from coast to coast. And now, on behalf of the American Weekly and all members of the Hearst organization, I wish to extend to you and your family our very best wishes for a very Merry Christmas. This is Wentworth announcing. Full details of the other stories appearing in next Sunday's issue of the American Weekly magazine will now be given to you by your own announcer.
Don't turn that dial. This is the right station if you want to hear about Jonathan Thomas and his Christmas on the Moon. Oh, my goodness, as the time draws near, I worry and worry too much, I fear, whether Jonathan Thomas will find Santa Claus, which he promised to do, and he's got to, because if he doesn't find Santa, there won't be much joy on Christmas morning without even a toy. Now, the Man in the Moon and Gorgonzola the Horse are helping Jonathan Thomas, of course, and the three little dwarfs have taught them to say, "Hun squee nun squee giggly bay." It's the strangest word that you ever heard, but that's because it's a magical word. Whenever they say it, the good fairy queen knows there is trouble, and she comes to the scene, and she soon drives away the wicked old witch who rules o'er the land of Rumpelstitch. And the good fairy queen has given a charm to the travelers three to keep them from harm. 'Tis a magical acorn she gave them to take through the nightmare forest to keep them awake. 'Cause she said, remember, in the forest so deep, you'll never wake up should you go to sleep. When they reached the forest so dark and chill, they met a white squirrel named Whiskery Bill. And he was as mean as a squirrel could be. He teased them a lot from the top of a tree till Jonathan Thomas fell off of the horse and went sound to sleep, as he would, of course, for the horse held the acorn, and things looked bad, and Whiskery Bill was ever so sad till the fairy queen said, if you'll find a red rose and hold it beneath the little boy's nose, you'll wake him right up. But for miles around, there wasn't a single red rose to be found, till the white rose bush told Whiskery Bill if she had red color, she could grow one at will. And she said, if you'll hurry right over the snow, you'll find red rubies on the long rainbow. So away he went to the rainbow's end, where he met a walrus, who became his good friend. And you've no idea how much trouble they had, for the witch did all that she could that was bad. But they found the rubies, and the bush grew the rose, They held it beneath Jonathan Thomas's nose, and he woke right up and was soon on his way, 'cause he's got to find Santa before Christmas Day. Soon they met a lion who asked them to dine and gave them a box full of roars that were fine to frighten the witch. Then they met the elf king, who claimed he was king of any old thing. Just then, the old witch flew up with a yell to get Jonathan Thomas and the elf king as well. But they let out the roars, which quite took her breath. As a matter of fact, it scared her to death. And then, well, here's where the story begins again.
Your Majesty, that's very nice.
Oh, 3 cheers isn't much. Why, it's hardly a touch. But now I give you my promise. Whatever the task, anything you ask will be yours, Master Jonathan Thomas.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty. We don't want you to give us anything, but maybe you could help us.
I'll do my best. Just give me the test.
We've got to go to the land of Squeebubble, Your Majesty, to rescue Santa Claus. Or there won't be any Christmas this year, and that would be bad, and more terribly sad, to which you'll quite agree.
Can't you help us at all, if you please?
Through this valley and over the hill, you'll find a wall that will stop you still. It's the wall of doors, and I say to you, without this key, you can't get through.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
How kind of you, this thing to do. That helps us out a lot. For by my hat, any key like that could never in the world be bought.
Nobody ever told us about the wall of doors until you. Didn't know, did we, Mr. Man in the Moon?
How could we know if nobody told us? Unless we could guess. Look, ain't guessing such hard work.
When you come to the wall, which is very, very tall, you'll find 1,000 doors. Each one is the same, and they're all very plain. And you'll have to count them by 4s. 4 from the left, and 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 then 4 more. That makes the count 20. And that's quite a plenty. But make sure you go through the right door.
Yes, sir, Your Majesty.
Your troubles are done if you pick the right one. They'll just begin if another you go in. And you'll be lost for days. And you'll wander and wander hither and yonder like a couple of maverick strays.
Oh, my goodness.
Is the room of doom, of never-ending night, with horrible things to give you a fright. There's a pitfall hole where goblins and snakes will give you the shakes, where ghosts and banshees wail and sneak up behind you and then try to blind you so they can put you in jail.
I hope Santa Claus appreciates what we're going through, for I'm telling you, this sets me all a quiver. For I can't help but worry about this story, and it's got me in a dither.
Well, you needn't shake, for the door which you'll take will lead you right through the wall. So go right through, and it's easy to do. You'll not be frightened at all.
You're a very nice king, Your Majesty. I'm glad we saved you from the whips.
Ooh, Jonathan Thomas, we'd better go, or we'll never get wherever we're going on time.
Yes, you'd better start walking, for I must quit talking, 'cause I've used up most of my rhyme.
Goodbye, Your Majesty, and wish us luck. And keep your fingers crossed so we don't get stuck. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. So, here we go through the ice and snow. We're off again once more to find with the key which he gave to me a way through the secret door. Oh, here we
Scream-dum-do, a frightful time do I foresee. For remember, dear children, I made a promise that I would cast the spell upon Jonathan Thomas. Now let me see, what do I need? A shell of a snail and a watermelon seed. To boil and bubble to cause great trouble. And I'll work and toil, and I must, because they shall not rescue Santa Claus. They shall not rescue Santa Claus.
Oh, here we go through the ice and snow, singing on our way. We're riding a horse, 'cause we have to, of course, for we have no open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, oh, whoa, Gorgonzola. Hold up now. My gracious to goodness and Jiminy Crickets and Flubdudge. Look, Jonathan Thomas.
Oh, it's a wall of doors. The Elf King told us about.
Doors to the left of us, doors to the right of us. Thousands and millions of doors. You could count them by 40 times 4, and they all say, "Private, this means you." Now, who told them we were coming here? That's what I'd like to know.
Which is the one the Elf King told us to go through, Mr. Man in the Moon?
We'll have to count them, Jonathan Thomas. 4 from the left.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And 4 from the left.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Count 4 more or we'll be late.
9, 10, 11, 12.
It's all according to the tiny elves.
13, 14, 15, 16.
Now just 4 more and we'll open the door.
17, 18, 19, 20.
That's counting them rights, which is good and plenty. Now look and see if you've got the key.
Here it is, Mr. Man in the Moon. I kept it in my pocket.
Now put it in the lock and turn to the right, and mighty soon we'll know what we will greet here to our sight.
Oh, look, Mr. Man in the Moon. It's kind of spooky inside.
The Elf King said we had nothing to fear, but I don't ever fear nothing. It's always something I'm afraid of. Come on, Jonathan Thomas, shut the door and let's go on.
Oh, I hope we counted right. 'Cause remember, he said if we didn't, we'd get into all sorts of trouble.
You counted right, of course you did, and I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid.
Oh.
Oh.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Somebody's mocking us.
Mocking us?
But who could it be?
Who could it be?
Whoever it is, they'd better shut up.
Shut up.
Oh, look, Mr. Man in the Moon. Look at all the people.
People.
And they're coming after us.
Come on, Jonathan Thomas. Run for your life. Run for your life.
Well, my goodness gracious. It looks like Jonathan Thomas and the Man in the Moon are in trouble again. But what sort of trouble do you think? What sort of a place are they in? That's what I'd like to know, wouldn't you? Well, we'll find out when we hear the next story of Jonathan Thomas and his Christmas on the Moon. Don't forget to listen, will you?
I'm back in the saddle again. Out where a friend is a friend, where the long horse cattle breathing down the lower country. I'm back in the saddle again.
Welcome to the Melody Ranch Christmas Party with Gene Autry. Yes, sir, your friendly local merchant who sells and displays healthful, refreshing, delicious double-mint chewing gum invites you to meet all the folks here at Melody Ranch. Johnny Bond, the Cass County Boys, the Pinafores, Carl Cotner, and yours truly, Lou Crosby. And right now, here's our Melody Ranch Santa Claus himself, America's favorite cowboy, Gene Autry.
Well, thank you very, very much, Lou Crosby, and howdy, folks. Well, here it is, just 4 days until Christmas, and since we won't be able to celebrate with a lot of you, on that day we thought that it'd kind of be nice to have our Christmas party this Sunday. So, boys, what do you say we start things off by dedicating our first song to the little fat man in the bright red suit? Yes, sir, kids. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeers pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, oh, it's merry inside. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh, what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He'll come around when chimes ring out that it's Christmas morn again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the light. So let's give thanks to the Lord above, cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Oh, boy, that was really great. Here comes Santa Claus.
Christmas tree and start wrapping the presents we bought, huh? Say, Johnny, Suppose you wrap up that electric train for some... There, the track. Here comes old number 999 again. Come on, Mr. Fireman, I need more speed. Hey, wait just a minute. Wait a minute. Now slow down there, sonny boy. Turn off that train. Okay. All out for Marietta, Oklahoma. Now get that train wrapped and put Jimmy Freeman's name on it. I'll be back here in a second.
Here, I'll help you, Johnny.
Don't touch that engine, Lou. You've got lots of steam.
Hey, this thing's all right. How do you make it go anyway?
Well, don't let Autry know, but there's the SWITCH right there.
Oh, well, let's give it just one more time around the track, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right, let's...
Okay.
Hey, what is this? What is this? Am I going to have to run you two out of the room? Autry, have your tickets. The train stops for no man. Okay. Stop that train. Come on, stop it. There's a cow on the track. Take the beat. Say, where's the switch? Right over there. All right, you two. You wrap the other things. I'll take care of this train myself. Always somebody to spoil the fun. Come on, Lou.
Okay. Hey, Johnny, by the way, what are you giving me for Christmas, anyway?
You really want to know?
Sure.
Okay. Close your eyes.
All right, they're closed.
What do you see?
Nothing.
That's it.
That's gratitude for you. I got you a pair of bookends.
Bookends, good. That's the only part of the books I read, anyway.
Hey, what's all the commotion over there?
I don't know. Let's go find out.
Okay.
All right, here the track there, you lugs. Have your tickets ready. Come on, Mr. Fireman. I need more steam. I knew it. He just wanted to get me away from there so he could have that train for himself. Oh, well, once a kid, always a kid, they say. Hey, boys and girls, while Autry is over there playing with a Train, why don't we all get together and sing a couple of songs, Western style. All right, Cotner, give us the key and let's get going.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Happy holiday, happy holiday, happy holiday, happy holiday, while the merry bells keep ringing, may every wish come true. Happy holiday, happy holiday, happy holiday, happy holiday, may the calendar keep ringing, happy holidays to you. Christmas Eve will find me with a love like me. I'll be home for Christmas if only in my dreams. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Heading for the ranch house, the place where I was born. Saddle bags, I want to go back to see that Christmas morn. Lots of fun for everyone at the Cowboys Christmas ball. Cowboy yells and jingle bells, Merry Christmas. One and
Oh, yes, sir. Wonderful, boys and girls, wonderful. Yes, if the folks didn't like that, they wouldn't like turkey and fruitcake. Now, I'd like to sing a song that spells Christmas to grown-ups and kids alike. And even though you've never seen snow falling outside a frosted window or heard the sound of sleigh bells on a cold wintry night, you can still dream of a snow-covered valley and the pines, yes, to the pine trees that glisten in the moon. You can because this song will tell you how. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. White Christmas. A song that will live as long as there are folks to sing it. A song that means kids and happiness and love. A song that means peace and goodwill among men. But you know, sometimes some of us forget it. We don't mean to, but we do. And so I have a hunch that this story may help us to remember. About 8 years ago, long before I bought my Melody Ranch there, Mark Daniels and his daughter, Ellen, lived down the road shortly. As the story was told to me, Ellen fell in love, ran off from home and married against her father's wishes. The old man was mighty bitter. He disowned his daughter, refused to forgive her for what she had done. Well, weeks passed into months and months into years, and Mark Daniels became a sour, crabby, unhappy old man with mighty few interests in life. Then one day, 4 years ago, he received a letter from a lawyer in the East telling of his daughter's death. Her last wish was that her 5-year-old daughter be sent to her grandfather for care. I guess it was just about the 1st of December when Mark and his housekeeper, Mrs. Park, went down to the train to meet Susan.
That looks like her now, Mark. The little girl with the red coat. Here we are, honey, over here.
Stop shouting, Luella, stop shouting. The child sees us.
Oh, bless her.
All right, child. Come on, it's time to go home.
Oh, don't you want me to hug your neck and give you a kiss?
No, that won't be necessary. All right, Luella, bring her along.
Yes, Mark, but come along, Susan, honey. But I want to go with Grandpa. Well, he's going with us, too. Yes, but I want to walk with him.
Young lady, you'll do as you're told to do. And the sooner you learn that, the better off you'll be. Now take Mrs. Sparks' hand and come along.
And that was the kind of welcome little Susan got from her grandfather. Well, a couple of weeks went by, and no one saw either Mark or the little girl. By this time, Christmas was only a week away, so I decided it would be the neighborly thing to do to call at the Daniels Ranch and invite Susan to a kind of pre-Christmas party we were having at Melody Ranch for all the kids in our section. Howdy, Miss Sparks. Mark at home?
No, he ain't, but I'm expecting him soon. You want to come in and wait for him?
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking mighty well.
Flattery ain't going to get you nowhere, Jean Autry. Besides, I'm too busy to listen to all that much. Just you go on in the other room and have a seat. And mind you, keep your feet off the sofa. Hello?
Well, hello there, young lady.
What's your name?
My name's Jean. What's yours?
Susan. Do you like it?
Well, I sure do. Say, that's a mighty pretty dress you're wearing.
Oh, thank you. Do you know my grandpa?
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
You live around here?
Oh, not very far away. Just over that hill you see out the window.
Do you have a little girl?
No, but I wish I did. Say, tell me, are you ready for Santa Claus, Susan?
Well, no, sir. You see, Santa Claus doesn't come to see boys and girls out here.
Oh, is that so? Who told you that?
Grandpa. He says I'll get what I need anyway.
Oh, I see.
But I don't want anything. I just want Santa Claus to come see me.
Well, what do you want here, Autry?
Hello, Mark. Why, I came to talk about Susan.
Yeah? What do you want to know about Susan?
Oh, we were talking about Santa Claus, Grandpa.
Now, look here, Autry. I ain't going to allow no such nonsense to be discussed around this young'un.
I wouldn't exactly call it child's Christmas nonsense, Mark.
That's what I call it. I raised one daughter with all them crazy ideas, and I ain't aiming to see this kid turn out the way she did.
All right, Mark. It's your business. I'll not interfere in your affairs.
Yeah, good. Just see that you don't. Now, if that's all, I'll say good night.
Well, that was that. I felt sorry for little Susan. Her mother must have told her all about Christmas and Santa Claus. And yet, here she was in a strange world among strange people who were trying to teach her that such beliefs were nonsense. Anyway, a few days later, Champ and I happened to be riding by the Daniels place when I noticed little Susan out front, swinging on the gate.
Hi, Jean.
Well, hello there, Susan. How are you today?
Oh, just fine, thank you. Gosh, that sure's a pretty horse. What's his name?
Why, well, this is Champion, Susan. Champ, say howdy to Susan.
Oh, hello, Champ.
Where's your grandpa, Mrs. Sparks?
Oh, they had to go to town to get some things. I have to wait here till they get back.
Well, I'm glad the Champ and I happened along.
Oh, so am I.
Say, I tell you what, Susan. Just give me your hand, and the three of us will ride to the top of that hill, and I'll show you where Melody Ranch is.
Oh, I'd like that.
All right. Up you come.
Oh, it's the first time I've ever been on a horse. Why doesn't he go?
Well, you have to tell him to go. Just say giddy up to him.
Giddy up, Cap.
Well, there it is, Susan. That's where Champion and I live.
Oh, gosh, that's pretty.
Sure is. That's Melody Ranch, Susan.
Does Santa Claus come to Melody Ranch, too?
Why, sure he does. Every year.
Oh, I wish Grandpa'd let him come to our house.
Maybe he will. Right now, though, we'd better get you back home.
Oh, let's go to your house instead.
Oh, some other time, Susan. Come on now. Tell Champion to take you home.
All right, Champion. Giddy up. I took Susan back to her swinging gate and then headed home, because I had an idea that Mark wouldn't like my taking Susan for a ride. Sure enough, I was right. That evening, right after dinner, he came calling on me.
And from here on out, Autry, I'll thank you not to come to my place no more. I'll raise Susan my way, and I don't want no interference.
All right, Mark. But I think it's a low-down shame that you're denying Susan a Christmas.
Yeah? Well, that will be my worry and not yours.
I'm glad of that. I wouldn't have such a thing on my mind for all the money in the world. Why, you're cheating that child out of everything the kid has to live for. And one of these days, it's going to hit home to you. Wait and see. Well, it was only a few days until Christmas, and all the Melody Ranch gang was getting ready for Santa Claus. Decorating the place, putting up a tree in the front room, and doing all the other things that help to bring the true spirit of Christmas. Then came Christmas Eve, and all of us were sitting around the fire, singing Christmas carols. Yes, sir, it was a real Christmas at Melody Ranch, just like I hoped folks everywhere were having. Well, we'd been singing for just about a half hour, I guess, when I heard the back door open. I thought perhaps it was some of the neighbors who had dropped by to visit us. So without disturbing anybody, I walked quietly back to the kitchen. That's funny. Addison? Huh? Why, Susan, what are you doing here?
I came to see Santa Claus, Gene.
Does your grandpa know you're here?
No, I ran away.
You shouldn't have done that, honey.
But you told me that Santa Claus always comes to Melody Ranch. I wanted to see him. He doesn't come to our house.
Well, Susan, I suppose we'll have to make the most of it. But I'll have to take you back home in just a few minutes. First, we'll come on in and meet the folks.
I want to see Santa Claus.
All right, honey. Let's see what we can do about it. All right, quiet, everybody, quiet. We got company.
Hey, what do you know? Who's this, Gene?
Boys and girls, this is Miss Susan and Johnny. Susan especially wanted to see Santa Claus.
Well, what? Oh, I get it, Santa Claus, sure. All right, Susan, I'll go out and look for him. He ought to be along any minute now.
Here you are, Susan. Now, you just set up a little fire and get warm while we're waiting for Santa Claus, huh? Well, I didn't know what to think. But I did know that when Mark Daniels discovered Susan was gone, well, there was no telling what would happen. In the meantime, Susan was right in the middle of things, having the time of her life. And when Johnny came in dressed in his Santa Claus outfit, her little eyes got as big as saucers.
Well, Susan, what would you like old Santa Claus to leave you?
Oh, I don't want anything, Mr. Santa Claus. I just want you to go see my grandpa.
Huh? Why do you want me to see your grandpa, honey?
Because he doesn't believe you're real.
Well, now, I don't know.
Why, sure he'll go see him, Susan. Won't you, Santa?
Yeah, sure I will. We'll show Grandpa, won't we, Susan?
I'll tell you what, Santa. You have all the boys and girls sing a nice Christmas song for Susan. I have to run out to the bunkhouse for a minute.
That's a good idea. All right, boys and girls, for Susan.
Now I was really in the spot, so I decided the only thing to do was to ride over and tell Mark exactly what had happened. As I started out from the door, I heard a horse coming in fast. I was pretty sure who it would be. So I paused for a moment to see what was happening. Sure enough, Mark Daniels swung from his mount and started around to the front door. But then, just as he passed the window, he stopped quickly. Looked in, started again, and then stopped. Then he walked back to the window and looked in again. I stepped quietly up behind him and stood there, watching his face in the light from the window. Minutes seemed to pass, and then something came over Mark Daniels, something that I'd never seen before. I saw the hard features of his face slowly change, and then, as he heard the boys and girls singing the songs of Christmas, he saw Susan sitting on Santa's knee. He saw the tree with presents all around it. Mark was seeing and hearing the spirit of Christmas. Perhaps he was thinking of a Christmas not long ago, of his own daughter, Ellen. His eyes moistened, and he slowly turned. Hello, Mark.
Huh? Oh, howdy, Autry. I was just...
You've been worried about Susan, haven't you?
Worried? I've almost gone crazy, Gene. I've called at every house around here. She's all I got left of my Ellen, Gene.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I've been a mean old cuss. I don't know how to make up for it. A moment ago, when I stopped by at this window and looked in, well, something happened to me. I found something that I lost a long time ago, Gene.
Yeah, I know, Mark. I'm glad you found it. Well, come on, let's go in and see Susan.
No. I don't want to spoil her Christmas, Gene.
You won't be spoiling it. You'll be helping her. Besides, it'll make her mighty proud to prove to you that there is really a Santa Claus.
Yeah? All right, let's go then.
Good. Now, you know what to do.
Oh, yes, you just leave it to me, Gene.
Hey, everybody. We have more company.
Oh, Susan, my baby. And say, who's this fella?
Santa Claus, see? And he's real.
Well, now, he sure is. Well, hello there, Santa Claus. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. But Susan here tells me that I never come to your house. Is that right?
Well, Santa, I'll tell you. You see, for a long time, there ain't been any little kids at my place.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember, sure. But there is now.
I live there now. Can he come to see me, Grandpa?
Well, now, if he don't, I'll be mad at him. But right now, I got to get home and get ready for Santa Claus when he comes tonight.
Now you're talking, Grandpa. Yes, sir, Susan? I'll be at your house tonight.
Oh, I'm so glad. But all I wanted was for Grandpa to believe in you. I didn't want anything else.
My little Susan. Bless your heart. Gene, will you bring Susan home after a while?
Why, sure I will, Mark.
Goodbye, honey. I'll see you a little later. Now, don't you worry. Everything will be ready for Santa Claus, you believe me. And Gene, would you walk outside with me?
Sure, Mark. Be back in a minute, honey.
Gene, you'll never know what this means to me. I don't know how to think.
You don't owe me anything, Mark.
Yeah, but you made me see and understand something that, well, I've forgotten about. All about it.
No, it wasn't me, Mark. It was someone else.
Huh? Who do you mean?
Well, when you're riding home, Mark, kind of take a look up there where those stars are. He did a great thing for you tonight. And you might want to thank him. Merry Christmas, Mark.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Gene.
Well, Merry Christmas, folks. It's been grand from all of us to all of you. Have a good time, and we'll see.
It's the Roy Rogers Show.
Happy trails to you. It's nice to meet again. Happy trails to you until the journey's end.
Post Grape Nuts Flakes, the great 2-minute energy cereal, brings you the Roy Rogers Show, transcribed on the Double R Bar Ranch with Pat Brady and the Queen of the West, Dale Evans.
Happy trails to you. Time to ride again.
And here he is, in person, the king of the cowboys, Roy Rogers.
Well, howdy, folks. You know, being a cowboy, you need lots of energy. That's why Grape Nuts Flakes is the cereal I like for strength and energy. Just 2 minutes after you eat a big bowl full, that whole wheat energy starts going to work for you. Try Grape Nuts Flakes, buckaroos. They're great.
It is the night before Christmas. In the Eureka Cafe, the supper rush is over, but the excitement certainly hasn't died down.
Boy, oh boy, Roy, in a couple of hours, you and me and Nellie Bell will be purring our way up in the hills.
Snarling might be a better word for the way that motor sounds, Pat. But I promised I'd go on Nellie Bell, and I'll go through with it. I just hope our new broadhead arrows really do the business when we treat some of those snarling cats.
Well, of all the ridiculous ways to spend the Christmas holidays, hunting cougars with a bow and arrow. I might say with a bow and arrow yet.
Oh, Dale, me and Roy haven't had a chance to do any important hunting for practically a year now.
No, we're a couple of free and easy cowpokes with the work all taken care of for a few days, and we're going to spend Christmas having fun. Bullet here will enjoy it, too.
Well, Pat isn't getting out of here tonight until every one of the Christmas decorations is up to suit me.
And perhaps a block down the main street in the dim night light of the Mineral City General Store, there are two men with a rather different sort of holiday spirit.
Hey, we're going to do all right around these parts, Long. This store had a rip-snorting Christmas rush. Must have been 800-900 in this till.
Well, stuff it in your pockets, Daniels, and let's get out of here. Somebody patrols this alley every night, and I never did trust these Hicktown cops.
Get used to 'em, Long. Get used to 'em.
Hey, Duck, somebody's looking in the front door.
Where? Oh, yeah. Get hold of your nerves, Long. That's nothing but a man and a kid doing a little window shopping.
Window shopping? Nothing. The guy's motioning like he sees us, wants to talk to us. Come on, let's beat it.
Not on your life. I got a lot to teach you about this racket, Long. We're letting him in.
What?
Certainly. We might as well pick ourselves up a handmade patsy. Oh, confound these spurs always getting in the way.
Daniels, you're overdoing this rancher gag. You'll never learn to walk with spurs on.
Yes, what did you want?
Well, we just thought if the store was still open. Well, we're just passing through town.
And the stuff in your windows is sure pretty.
Well, I'm just closing up, but come on in.
You wait for me out there, Jess. I won't be long.
Okay, Daddy.
When my little girl saw the dolls, I guess I'll surprise her. I might as well see that she enjoys Christmas a little.
Look, son, my partner and I are late, and we're in a hurry to get somewhere. Why don't you just find what you want and leave the money? Prices are all marked.
You mean you'd trust me? The way I look and everything?
Sure.
Well, I just want a small doll. I got just about enough to get us a place to stay tonight.
Well, don't apologize, stranger. Oh, one thing. Go out the back door when you leave and close it behind you. The front door lock doesn't work that way. All right, Long, let's be on our way. That new gray horse of mine's been stomping and champing at the bit for the last 5 minutes.
How do you like that? Maybe some people aren't so bad after all. I can't stand to see Christmas come. And I guess I can't let Jess know how I feel.
Oh, Dale, everything's spick and span and sparkling. We've been 2 hours putting up this silly tinsel.
Say, why don't you turn your waiter loose, Dale?
Well, I just want one more string of lights put up, and then you archery fiends can be on your way.
Well, look who's here.
Oh, what a cute little girl. What can we do for you, young lady?
My daddy asked me to wait for him, but I got so cold, and I thought I'd write him a letter so he won't worry.
Well, Dale will get you a pencil. What's your name, partner?
Jess.
Jess what?
Just Jess. I'm 5 1/4 years old.
What do people call your daddy?
Oh, his name's Jim Gorman.
Gorman. You must be strangers around here.
We're strangers everywhere lately.
Well, here's the pencil and paper, Jess.
Oh, thank you. Except I can't write.
Well, why don't you tell me what you want to say, and I'll write it for you, and Roy'll take it to your daddy.
Oh, that'd be neat. Just say, Dear Daddy, I got cold and I'm down the street with some nice people. Love, Jess.
Hey, that's a nice note that I'll be mighty proud to deliver. Where did your daddy leave you, Jess?
I don't just know, but it was down that way, and there were dolls in the window.
Jess, honey, are you hungry?
Well...
Why don't you come in the kitchen with me? It's even warmer in there, and I'll whip you up the most super hamburger you ever tasted.
Well, I seem to eat an awful lot of hamburgers lately, but if it's the most super one I ever tasted...
Ain't that a cute little sprout, though?
She sure is. I wonder how a man could leave a kid like that just standing out in front of a store. Well, I better start looking him up, and then, well, we can be on our way.
Howdy, Roy, Pat.
Hi, Sheriff.
Hi. Hey, Roy, the doggonest thing just happened.
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I don't have time to hear about any Mineral City crime waves right now.
Yeah, Roy's got to deliver a note, and then me and him are starting out for our Christmas vacation.
We're heading for the mountains. Going to spend the holidays hunting cougar.
Well, have a nice time. I can tell you about this fellow we caught robbing the general store after you get back.
Sure, as long as you caught him, that's the main thing.
That's a funny thing, though. My deputy was checking the alley, and he snatched this fella red-handed coming out the back door. The deputy brought him down to jail, of course, and we searched him, and the only thing he had on him was a little doll and about $1.75 in cash.
Wait a minute, Sheriff. What was the man's name?
Oh, the name he gave us was Gorman or something like that, but I suppose he's using an alias.
Roy, maybe I better close the kitchen door. Seems to me I feel a draft. Now, Sheriff, was there anything else special about this fella you was telling us about?
Well, he's like to blow in his top there in the cell. Claims he's innocent, and that he left his little daughter waiting for him in front of the store. But I went down to check, and there wasn't anyone there. I took my pass key and checked inside, and sure enough, the cash register was as empty as a used eggshell.
Pat, we don't have to start out on our hunting trip right this minute, do we?
No, not right this minute we don't.
Then why don't you sort of hang around here with Dale and that friend she has in the kitchen? I think I'll take a walk to the general store and maybe over to the jail with the sheriff.
Oh, Pat, a cougar can't be dangerous. Not with such a silly name.
Oh, that's what you think, Jess. Believe me, if me and Roy didn't have our trusty bow and arrows, why, we wouldn't even dare go up in those hills.
Oh, go on. Anyway, nothing could happen to you as long as Bullet was with you.
I guess you told him that time, Jess. Bullet pulls those 2 cowpokes out of many a spot.
We had a dog once. That's while Mommy was still here. But Daddy and me couldn't take him along when we just hitched rides and don't even know where we're going.
Jess, honey, are you sure you've had enough to eat?
Oh, sure. But you were right about those hamburgers, Miss Dale. All 3 of them are really super.
All right. Don't make a move and don't anybody open your mouths. Nobody will get hurt. All I want is that little girl.
Oh, no.
You touch that kid, now.
Oh, Bullet, be quiet. That's just my daddy with a handkerchief over his face.
Jess,
What? You're this child's father?
Sure, he's my father.
Mister, that thing you're making believe is a gun in your pocket. That wouldn't be your finger by chance, would it?
What if it is? This is my little girl, and all we want is to get out of here. I haven't done anything, no matter what anyone says.
Daddy, this is such a nice place, and Miss Dale and Pat are so much fun. And I sent a man named Roy out to bring you a letter. Didn't he find you?
No, I guess he didn't. You see, Jess, I was a little late getting back to where I asked you to wait. And...
Fella, you didn't happen to sort of maybe break out of a certain building here in town just now, did you?
Well...
Not that it'd be hard. I seen cracker boxes that'd be tougher.
Could I see you in the kitchen just a minute, Mr. Gorman?
Look, Daddy, Miss Dale makes super hamburgers. Why don't you have one?
Come along, just for a minute, please.
Well, if you say so, ma'am.
Now, Jess, if you don't believe what I told you about them cougars, I'm going to tell you something else.
Now, look, mister. We're willing to forget the way you came in here after your little girl, but we're not going to let you go on messing things up for her.
Didn't you ever have things go so wrong that you got all mixed up?
Well, of course, everyone does. But you shouldn't ever steal. We know about the general store being robbed.
I didn't do it. I never stole a thing.
Did a man named Roy Rogers come down to the jail to talk to you?
No, I just talked to the sheriff. And then he left, and I saw my chance, and I broke out to get Jess.
Well, Roy and the sheriff were going back to the jail to talk to you. Now, look, if you're innocent, I'm going to have Pat drive you right back. And maybe you can get back in your cell before anyone even notices that you're gone.
I am innocent. But what'll happen to Jess?
Oh, Jess will be fine. Why, she's the nicest company I've had in years. And if you can convince Roy Rogers that you're straight, I'll guarantee that you'll spend Christmas with your daughter.
Shine your flashlight down here, Sheriff, around the hitching rail.
We aren't getting any place, Roy. We poked around that store for more than a half an hour, and what do we know?
Well, we know that we found a dollar bill lying on the cash register, and that Gorman had a 98-cent doll with him when he was arrested. And we also know that we found a piece of a spur in the store after it had been swept for the night, and that Gorman wasn't wearing spurs.
Well, I know that, Roy.
Now, look here. We also know that Gorman wasn't mounted. But there were 2 horses standing at this rail within the last couple of hours. One of them stood here calm-like, but the other one was an animal that, well, wasn't used to being tied.
Well, how can you tell that?
From the hoof marks. One of them was stomping all over the place. And if he happened to brush the rail a few times... Hey, here you are. Here's what I'm looking for.
You find some horse hair?
Sheriff, have you heard about any gray horses being stolen lately?
Not that I remember, but it'd be a simple matter to go back to the office and check all the reports.
Good. We'll do that when we go back to talk to Gorman. And then, as soon as it's daylight, Pat and I have some work to do.
Work to do? I thought you was going on a hunting trip. Didn't you say something about cougars?
Well, the cats can wait for another few hours. First, I'm going to track a gray horse, and then I'll start worrying about cougar tracks.
And now it's time for another Roy Rogers reminder. Be a good loser. Yes, buckaroos, that's Roy's reminder for today. You know, even the best of cowboys can't always win at riding, roping, or wrangling. And Roy wants you to know that if you should lose sometime, that's the time to grin and say to yourself, well, I just gotta practice some more and build up some more strength and energy and make sure that next time I'll win. And say, buckaroos, talking about strength and energy that you need to win in almost anything you do. The best way to get it is to eat good, nourishing food like Grape Nuts Flakes. Roy eats Grape Nuts Flakes for energy. His picture's on every package. Yes, Roy likes those swell-tasting Grape Nuts Flakes, 'cause their whole wheat energy starts going to work for you in just 2 minutes after you eat a big, malty-rich bowlful. That's energy you need for most everything you do during the day. And you'll like sugar-roasted Grape Nuts Flakes. They have a flavor that's malty-rich, makes them mighty good to eat. So if you want to be king of the cowboys in your corral, ask your mom to get you Grape Nuts Flakes, the great 2-minute energy cereal.
Grape Nuts Flakes is one of the triple wrap Post cereals, guaranteed fresh or triple your money back.
A wonderful little girl drops in on Roy, Dale, and Pat at the Eureka Cafe. A broken, confused man is accused of robbery. And the holiday hunting trip on which our cowboy friends were planning so excitedly seems to have suffered a further postponement, for it's the day before Christmas now.
Roy, I hope this ain't a wild goose chase. Oh, it's too bad we couldn't pick up those tracks this morning.
Yeah, if that Shar hadn't have come along. Well, we can't let an innocent man stay in jail if we can help it. Jim Gorman's all right, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Say, do you know anything about this Daniels fellow, Pat?
No, except that he and his buddy leased this place about 10 days ago. Dale remembered that she'd seen him on a black horse a couple of times and then on a gray.
Well, a gray horse was stolen from near Zenith last week. Of course, Daniels may be able to prove he's owned the gray he rides for years, and in that case, I wouldn't know what to do next except go hunting.
Well, we'll soon find out. Who there?
Who, Trigger? Steady, boy. Who?
Hey, there's that Daniels fella out by the barn. He don't look much like a rancher, does he?
No, he doesn't. And if he expects to run a big place like this,
What's up there, strangers? Oh, hello. You're Rogers and Brady, aren't you?
We sure are, Mr. Daniels.
Well, I suppose you came out to pay a little pre-Christmas call. Come on in the house.
We haven't got time for that, Mr. Daniels.
We heard you moved in here with a fine gray horse, and, well, maybe he's for sale.
Well, yes, I do have a gray horse, and he might be for sale. At a price, though. He isn't the most tractable animal I've ever known, but he's a beauty, all right. Come on. He's in the barn.
Well, I'm sorry we haven't gotten over to call on you before, Mr. Daniels. I've been pretty busy around my own spread trying to get things cleared up so Pat and I could take a little hunting trip.
Oh, that's all right. Lots of time for visiting. I expect to be around these parts for a long time. Well, here we are. Hey, there he is. The gray ghost in person.
Hey, he's quite an animal. I don't blame you for being proud of him. Had him long?
Raised him from a colt. When I saw the little fellow standing at his mother's side, that dappled gray hide gleaming in the sunlight, I knew he was the horse for me.
I guess there's something you didn't know, though, Daniels.
What's that?
That a gray colt isn't born gray. They're solid black except for some hairs on their mane and tail. You stole this horse, didn't you?
Look, you can't talk to me like that, Rogers. I can prove I own him.
And I can prove that you were in the general store in Mineral City last night, after hours.
What? What are you talking about?
One of the teeth is broken off the rowel in your right spur, and I've got a hunch it's going to match...
Long! Help!
Oh, no, you don't, Daniels. Don't move. Don't reach for those guns.
Long!
Let me get in on this, Roy.
I'm coming, Daniel.
Hey, look out, Roy. Up in the haymow there.
I see him.
Oh!
That'll hold him for a second. Here, Pat, you handle Daniels.
Hey, look out, Long! Pull up the ladder!
I don't need a ladder to get up there.
That was some jump, Roy. Now pull yourself up.
I'm here, Pat. Now you with the rifle.
Don't. We'll fall over the edge.
That isn't so far. I jumped up here without too much trouble.
Let me go. I don't know anything about the general store robbery.
Oh, no? Sounds to me like you do. And when you wake up, you can tell the sheriff about it. How are you coming, Pat?
I'm coming fine, but you sure can't say the same about Daniels.
Nice going, Pat. Now let's get these two tied up and into Mineral City. If we want to get started on our hunting trip before dark, we'll have to hurry.
Yeah, we sure will, because we still have to bring Jess's father out from town to the Double R bar, too.
Yeah, Dale and Jess will be getting anxious. Let's go.
But I thought Daddy was coming back with you, Roy. And it's dark already.
Well, he and Pat will be here any minute, honey. They had a couple of errands to do.
Okay. Come on, Bullet, let's play. Oh, I wish I had a dog like you.
Roy, are you sure everything is all right?
You bet it is, Dale. The sheriff wanted to talk to Jim about a job he can get for him. So I figured I'd just mosey back to see how you and Jess were making out.
Oh, we've had a wonderful day, Roy. I guess the Eureka isn't going to be open for Christmas Eve, but shucks, there probably wouldn't have been any business anyway.
Roy, what's this thing over here in the corner?
Well, that's my guitar.
Oh, do you make music on it?
Well, sort of.
Oh, here. Play me a song.
All right, honey.
Sing me one, too.
Jess, you had a busy day here on the ranch. Why don't you climb up here in my lap and kind of rest for a minute till your daddy gets here,
Okay, I like it on your lap.
Something sort of soft and nice, huh, Roy?
Sure. How's this? Close your sleepy eyes, my little buckaroo, while the light of western skies is shining down on you. Don't you know it's time for bed? Another day is through. So go to sleep, my little buckaroo. Don't you realize, my little buckaroo, it was from a little acorn that the oak tree remember that your dad was once a kid like you. So go to sleep, my little buckaroo. Soon you're gonna ride the range like grown-up cowgirls do. Now it's time that you were rounding up a dream or two. So go to sleep, my little buckaroo.
Jess took the song to heart, Roy. My, but she's had a busy day.
Good. Pat and I didn't get much hunting done, but maybe one day it'll be enough for us, if we can ever get going.
Well, it looks like you can start right now.
Well, sir, here we are. There she is, Jim.
Yes, I'm sorry I was so long, but
She's asleep.
No, I'm not. I was just resting. Why don't you sit here and hold me a while, Daddy?
Gosh, do you mind, Roy and Dale?
Well, I should say not. You just sit here and enjoy the fire, and when Jess is ready to go to bed, there's room all set for both of you.
Roy, you and me got things to do, so let's get started.
All right.
I think I'll just walk outside with you for a couple of minutes.
I'll talk to you before we leave, Jim. Everything all right?
Fine, Roy. I'd like to talk to you, too, to try to say thanks.
Daddy, they're the most wonderful animals around here.
Boy, it's sure a fine night to head for the hills, isn't it, Pat?
Golly, yes. Only there's one little errand I ought to do. You know, they had some dandy tin Jeeps, just like Nellie Bell in the general store, and they're going to be open late tonight, and I just thought
Well, as long as you're going into town, maybe I can ride in with you.
Dale, I figure as long as you weren't going to open up tonight, maybe you'd like to ride over to Bob Nimitz' ranch with me for a few minutes and...
Oh? What for?
Well, they had a litter of puppies over there about 7 weeks ago, and I thought I'd go over and get one. You know, sort of a little surprise for Jess when she wakes up in the morning.
Oh, all right, Roy.
Ought to time out just about right.
And then the three of us can meet back here and head for the mountains.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going cougar hunting with you two characters.
Well, I didn't mean way up in the mountains, Dale. We'll say about 2,500 feet up in the foothills. There's some real nice little fir trees growing, and I thought if we went up and got a nice one, it'd be fun to watch Jess in the morning.
Oh, yes.
Well, shucks, Pat, we can go cougar hunting anytime.
Oh, yeah, sure can. Why, I think tree hunting's a much better idea. Wow. Aren't those stars bright tonight?
They sure are. Hey, look at that big one right overhead. I don't remember seeing that one before.
Gosh, that is a nice one. I don't remember seeing it either.
You don't? You've never noticed that star before?
No.
Why, that's been there for ages. People saw it for the first time almost 2,000 years ago.
Well, it's Christmas, and I'll bet a lot of you thought today would never roll around. Christmas always seems to take a long time coming, but it sure is worth waiting for, isn't it, Dale?
I'll say it is, Roy. And I just hope all of our friends are having as fine a day as we are. I can see that Pat agrees.
I sure do, Dale. And speaking for all the gang here at the ranch, we hope Christmas brought you folks everything you wished for.
Yes, and we hope that Santa left your stockings just bulging with good things. But the best wish we have for you is for the true spirit of Christmas to stay with you all through the year. You know, the spirit of giving is a good thing to have with you all the time. And peace on earth, goodwill toward men, is well worth keeping in mind every single day of the year. I know you all agree with me on that. And now our sponsor, Post Cereals, who bring you Grape Nuts Flakes, Sugar Crisp, and so many other good cereals, join Dale, Pat, and all of us here at the ranch in sending you best wishes for the holiday season. Yes, from our Post family to your family, Merry, Merry Christmas and the happiest New Year ever. And for now, goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. See you next week.
Featured in today's cast were Frank Hemingway, Herb Butterfield, Dorothy Brown, Ken Peters, and Stan Farrar. This is Art Ballinger speaking for Post Grape Nuts Flakes. Stay tuned for the latest news brought to you by Log Cabin Syrup.
The National Broadcasting Company presents Great Plays.
Understanding shall that sometimes there was mayor of this city, Sir John Arnway Knight, who most worthily consented himself to set out some plays, the writings of one Don Randale, monk of Chester Abbey. This monk in stories of the best sort.
Had you lived in the city of Chester, England, between the years of 1490 and 1585, these tidings by the town crier would inform you that on next Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you'd see the nativity pageants, 24 in number. Today we present the two best-known nativity pageants of that era, the Second Shepherd's Play and the Wakefield Nativity, both adapted for radio by Randall R. McDougall. Because the Second Shepherd's Play is told to this day as an Irish folk story, we'll present it with an Irish cast. The Wakefield Nativity will be presented as nearly as possible in the original manner. And now, Great Plays takes you to the city of Chester on a Sunday in the year 1534. Throughout the city and every public square, great crowds have gathered, awaiting the rolling theaters which bring the play directly to the audience. The entire system of presentation is so arranged that by standing in one place, the people can see all 24 pageants as they pass through the town. Our modern-day parades are based on this ancient system, but there's another town crier.
On this day, the Lord Mayor of Chester commands that no man go armed in the city with battle axes or with swords in disturbance of the king's peace and the procession of Corpus Christi. Leave your battle harness at home, except those squires and knights that ought to have swords borne before them.
Now here comes the first wagon theater in two sections, dressing rooms on the first floor and stage on the second. It appears that the play is about to begin. Yes, here comes the master of the pageant now.
The Second Shepherd's Play is presented by the Chandlers, Nailers, and Smiths from Erin.
Oh, my Lord, but this weather is cold. And my fingers are like to drop off entirely.
It reminds me of the time Mac cut open his prize sheep and crawled in the carcass to keep himself warm.
That fellow Mac, he's a cute man, he is. I never saw such a liar in all my days, always making himself out to be a gentleman disguised as a shepherd. And always seeing things that aren't there. Like the star he said was calling him over the hills to Bedlam.
He's a peculiar man entirely. And a bit fey, I'm thinking. But the nerve of the fella. He borrows me wagon, then me plough, and I dare not say no to the man for fear of his trickery. I've not seen him today, but we'll have his company before long. Everything bad comes in threes. This weather and our poverty are 1 and 2, and Mac will make 3.
He will that.
Oh, Lord, but this weather is spiteful, and the frost full keen, and the wind so hideous the water me ain't. Oh, what a life we shepherds live. Now in wet, now in dry, now in snow, now in sleet, with our shoes frizz fast to our feet.
It all comes of being wedded. You marrying men stand a deal of woe, all out of fearing to hear your hen cackle, croak, groan, or cluck.
Ah, yes, you can say that, and you unmarried. Then what, may I ask, are you doing here?
The man is right for all of us being a bachelor. For my part, I've found, and me lesson is learned, that when a man is wed, that man is bound. Some men will have 2 wives and some will have 3, and sure some are sad that they haven't any. But young men that go wooing, be well ware of wedding and thinking your thought. Had I known is a thing that means naught once the knot's tied and the ring has been bought. For you may catch in an hour what shall serve you full sour the rest of your life.
Aye. As I can read my name, I have such a wife. As sharp as a thistle, as rough as a briar, and browed like a thistle with foul Lenten cheer. Let her once wet her whistle and she sings full clear, enough to startle the pigs a county away. Oh, by him that died for us all, I would I had run till I'd lost her. Well, there's no crying when the milk is spilled entirely. Let's have a song for ourselves. I'll sing the tenor.
And it's me who sing the treble.
All right, then the tune falls to me. Let's see how you can chant.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we are gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Listen, it sounds like McNeil. I hear him below there, over the lee. Stand still, all of you.
Why?
Because I'm hoping he'll not come by this way.
Oh, he'll make a tremendous life for us if we don't beware the man, bedad. Hey, he's seen us. He comes.
Merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Oh, there never was since Noah's time such flood seen. Winds and rains so rude and storms so keen. These floods so they drown, both in fields and in town, they bear all down, and that is a wonder. We that walks in the night our sheep for to keep, we see sudden sights when other men sleep. Thy will, my Lord, be done, were it a blanket of thorns. Ah, but would God I were in heaven, for there weep no bairns so still. Ah, sirs, wait, God save you all here. A drink I would have, and somewhat to dine.
Well, you knave, you are a lazy hind.
He's putting on a bit of a show for us. Mind him talk.
Such servants as I, that sweat and swink, eat our bread dry, and try not to think. We are oft wet and weary when master does wink. Yet we do his bidding without eatments or drink. But both our dame and our sire, when we have run in the mire, they can nip at our hire, and pay us but little for the work all done. But hear me truth, you gentlemen. For the wages I make, I shall work as I take, and no more.
Now, this is an awful condition for a man to be in. Are you drunk entirely, McNeil? Or is your brain addled that you talk to us as though we were gentlemen? Why do you moan so loud?
Oh, would God you knew how I fare. See me, a man that walks on the moor, and has not all his mind.
Ah, come on now, Mike, and tell us where you've been. Tell us some of them fancy lies you're noted for.
Aye. Meanwhile, I'll put away all our things out of reach of harm and McNeil's light fingers.
That's right.
Well, if you expect a man to steal, what can he gain by not stealing? But enough now. I'll play me part for you. Oh, what is this stench?
Why, sir, we are humble shepherds. Who are you, sir, your grace?
I am a yeoman. I am a yeoman, I tell you, of the king, the self and same, sent here by a great lordling. Fie on you, smelly shepherds. Get you hence, out of me presence. I must have reverence.
No, you've no right to make so quaint and free with the gentry, Mac. It's wrong of you.
Ah, well, it doesn't take any hair off the dog to go calling him names, but I'll stop to please you. Well, how are you, boys?
It's fine we are. And yourself?
Oh, I could complain a trifle if I was a mind to, but I'm not.
What are you doing out so late, Mac? What with your name for light fingers and a fondness for eating sheep? It's a bit disquieting to see you walking on the sheep meadows after sundown.
Oh, now, that's a cruel thing to say. Myself, I cannot sleep at night for the pain in my stomach. And I thought a walk in the cool of the evening would ease me aches.
Oh, the cool of the evening. My fingers are like to drop off from the cool of the evening.
Well, to be honest with you, boys, I'm out to pick up a rabbit or two unbeknownst to the landlord. I haven't eaten a little bit this week and more.
Ah, hunger. Seldom lies that divil dead by the gate.
Well, Mac, it's sorry I am for you. How fares your wife? How is she?
She lies by the fire in comfort. Aye, and she drinks well, too, and eats as fast as she can. And each year that comes to man, she hands me another child. Some years, too, until the house is overflowing with me brood. Were I not a rapid mind, I were eaten out of house long since. Yet she has a foul tongue if I come too near home at times. There is none that knows a worse wife than know I.
Misery, misery, all the waking hours. Well, I think the only cure is a bit of sleep.
Sleep? Are you mad? To sleep with McNeil around the sheep? Stay awake, man. Man, stay awake.
No, not I, for I must sleep truly, and that's no lie.
Well, I feel in need of a bit of sleep myself. This cold air makes a man drowsy. It does that entirely.
Well, all right then. I'll sleep a bit myself.
You do that. Meantime, I'll watch the sheep for you.
Oh, no, you don't. I'll watch you for the sheep. Come hither, Mac, and sleep with us. Between us you shall lie, and mind you, I'll wake if you stir an inch.
All right, then. I'll lie here betwixt the three of you, and you need have no fear. Just close your eyes and take a bit of a nap.
Oh, light fingers. Have to watch the man. Sheep.
Ah, McNeil. They're all asleep. And being shepherds, there's no need for them to go on counting their sheep. Well, now, what's in me mind that I'm wide awake? If I were a man to steal, now would be the time to do it. Oh, what's this I'm thinking of? Oh, that's an awful thing that's in me mind. Oh, it makes me uneasy. Oh, the very thought of stealing a sheep would make me toss and turn in my sleep and disturb the rest of these poor shepherds. Well, I'd better get up and go somewheres else, where I can't annoy them. Ah, no. Well, will you look where my feet have brung me? Oh, now, isn't that a pretty sheep there? Oh, what am I doing? What are my hands clutching this animal for? Oh, am I going to steal this sheep? Oh, McNeil, you're a wicked man. Oh, I am that. Oh, I've gone and stolen a sheep. Oh, now what'll I do? Oh, that's a problem. Oh, I'd better go home with the sheep and ask me wife what I should do. Now, Jill, now, me pretty wife. Are you at home to your husband, dear, the good provider that he is? Show us some light. Jill!
And who makes such a din at this time of the night? Oh, it's you, is it?
Oh, now, Jill, be kind to me. Do you not see what I've brung you?
Come in, my sweet Jean. Oh, by your naked neck, McNeil, you're like to hang for this if I catch you.
Ah, now go along. I'm worthy of my meat, for in a needy time I can get more than they that strain and sweat all the long day, and with a deal less effort.
Oh, 'twere a foul thing to be hanged for this day's effort. Put the thing down, Mac. Oh, what's to become of us?
Now, there's nothing to fear. I've escaped the sheep wardens many times afore this.
Ah, but so long the pot goes to water, man says. At last it comes home broken.
Well, I know that token, but never let it be spoken. Now, come now. Help me hold this creature fast. Why, was he was skinned? Oh, I wager I'd eat for 12 months. Was I not so fond of sheep meat?
Oh, wait a bit. If you murder the creature, the wardens will hear his bleating.
Oh, you're right. Well, then I'd be taken sure. Oh, that were a cold sweat.
Aye.
Go bar the gate door.
Oh, yes, Mac. Or else they'll be on your neck for sure. Hist! An idea has just struck me on the head. Let me hide myself and the sheep in my bed.
Oh, what a head you've got on them shoulders of yon woman. Here now, we'll tie the critter up and dress it in Pat's swaddling gown and put it in the cradle, so. Now we'll call it our own young'un, eh?
Now that's a fine disguise entirely, and I care never who spies.
Well, now, I'd best be back to my bed with the shepherds. If they wake and find me gone, there'll be the devil to pay.
Oh, Judas, my foot's asleep yet. Wake up there, you lazy limb. Oh, my, what a thing. I can't even get permission from my legs to stand up on them.
Oh, Lord, how I've slept well. I'm as fresh as an eel, as light I may feel as a leaf in the tree.
My head quakes like a bog light. One of them little dancing fairies is tickling the back of me eyeballs. Hey, up. Hey, where's Mac? Has he been seen lately?
Quiet, man. There he lays the side of you.
That's a blessing. I dreamt to him that he stole away one of our sheep while we was sleeping.
Be still, will you, man? Insulting the fella while he lies in honest slumber.
Then I'll wake him up and do it. Rise up, McNeil. You've been lying too long. Rise up, man. Rise!
What? What a dream I had. I thought my wife Jill was giving birth to another young laddie. Me head. A house full of young stomachs. The devil knock their brains in. Woe is he that has many children and little bread. But now I must go home and see that nothing has happened to me little woman. I beg you, sirs, look about me person and make sure that I've stolen nothing. It's sorry I'd be to cause you any grief or trouble by taking aught that belongs to you.
Go along with you, man, and good luck to you. We trust you entirely for all our talk. Get home with you and see to your wife.
Thank you, bye. Hey, Jill! Will you not open the door to me now?
Oh, who is it would disturb the never-ending work of a poor young married woman?
Well, will you listen to her carrying on now? You'd think she did something in the house besides lie around all day and keep her toesies warm in the heat of the hearth.
Oh, is that so? It's lazy I am, eh? Who wanders, who wakes, who comes, who goes, who brews, who bakes, who makes me this house? And then it is Ruth to behold, now in hot, then in cold, who works till she's old.
Peace, woman, peace to your tongue.
Oh, full woeful is the household that wants a woman. Well, Mac, and what happened twixt you and the shepherds?
But the last word they said, when I turned me back, was that they trusted me. Girl, it hurts me to treat them so.
Your hurt will be cured when you taste of the sheep. Now come indoors with you.
Well, now give me your ear, Jill. The blessed minute they miss this sheep, they'll be down upon us. Is the creature still safe in the cradle?
It is that. And let them come and try to take me kid from me. Oh, that might be them now. Oh, help me into my bed now. Oh! Quick, man. Oh, there, that's fine. Oh! Now open the door to them.
Will you open the door to us? Who is it that spoke as if it were broad noon instead of the middle of the night? Who is it, I say? Marauders and thieves come to rob an honest man?
It's the shepherd lads, and well you know it, Max.
Well, what are you in town this day? Well, how are you, lads? This is a fine honour, this is. Well, come in now and sit before the fire and warm the hands of you. If I hadn't so many children, I could offer you a bit to eat and to drink.
It's not eating and drinking that'll make us feel better, McNeil.
Why, sirs, does anything ail yous but good?
One of our prize sheep has been stolen away.
What? Has it now?
It has.
Oh, the brute that did such a thing. Had I only been there, I'd have fetched him a clout.
We're after thinking that you were there, McNeil.
Mac, we'll be frank with you.
Aye.
We have cause to think that it was you as lifted the creature.
Aye, either you or your wife.
Sirs. Accuse me all you will, and I'll be the very first to deny. But don't sully the good name of me wife.
Well, no,
Now, look here. I'll tell you what we do. Search the house. Search the house entirely. And if you find a sheep, I'll eat me child out of its cradle over there.
Oh, I'm dying. That I am. What is it, husband dear? Oh, what's all the commotion? Are there thieves in the house?
Do you hear how she groans? It tears me heart to hear her.
Well, now, by Inns, It's thinking I am that we've made a mistake.
Hey, there's no sign of a sheep, dead or alive, in this house. It requires little looking to search the whole of it.
Well, we may as well go, boys. Perhaps the creature's lost on the move.
What was that?
That's the wee lad in his cradle. His throat is troubling him.
A throat like that would trouble anyone. How old is the child?
Just born this very night.
Oh, that's luck in the house. Let me give the little fella a sixpence.
Nay, go away. He sleeps.
I think he weeps.
When he wakens, he weeps. I beg you to go along now.
Well, then, if I can't give him a birth gift, give me leave to kiss him and lift up the covers.
No.
What the devil is this? Here's a long snout for a child.
Aye, and them are bad markings for a human, them ears and all.
You know, boys, it strikes me that McNeil's child bears more than a passing resemblance to our sheep.
I tell you, boys, it's just the way the laddie looks. His nose was broken in a fight. That's why it looks so big.
A lad that size fighting. You shouldn't allow it, McNeil.
Oh, it's a pretty child, that, to sit in his mother's knees.
Well, be careful when you rock your child, madam, or he'll butt you with the horns on him.
Horns?
Horns?
Oh, horns, is it? Well, he was taken by an elf.
Aye, I saw it myself.
When the clock struck 12.
A little pixie flew down the chimney and put horns on the poor little fella. Oh, look out now, he's getting loose.
Catch the creature! Catch the creature!
Ah, and the wife! She's stuck into her legs.
That's odd. Usually the second shepherd's play ends with the three men going to Bedlam near Jerusalem, where they attend the birth of the Holy Infant. Today, as you've just heard, the play ends with the finding of the sheep. But here comes the master of the pageant. Perhaps he'll explain to the audience.
People of Chester! Stop me knocking on it! Stop it, I say! Good people of Chester, we have cut short the shepherd's play in order to bring you the Coventry Nativity play, borrowed from that good town for this occasion, and played by the candle makers and barbers of Chester. Pray give strict attention.
Well, that explains it very nicely. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the NBC Great Plays series has taken you to the city of Chester, England, in the year 1534, so that you may hear performances of two nativity plays. But there's the next rolling theater, and the curtain is about to go up on the Coventry nativity play.
Above all women that ever was, Lady, blessed may thou be.
Almighty Father and King of bliss, from all phantoms save me now, for inwardly my spirit troubled is. I'm amazed and know not how.
Did thee nothing, maiden, of this? From heaven above hither am I sent, the second person of God on throne. He will be born of thee alone.
I marvel sore how that may be. Man's company knew I never yet, nor never to do so shall I, while that our Lord sendeth me my wit.
This child that of thee shall be born is the second person in Trinity. He shall save that was forlorn, and the fiend's power destroy shall he. These words, lady, full true they be. And further, lady, in thine own lineage, behold Elizabeth, thy cousin clean, the which was barren and past all age, and now with child she hath been 6 months and more, as shall be seen. Wherefore discomfort thee not, Mary, for to God impossible nothing may be.
Now, and it be that Lord's will of my body to be born and for to be, his high pleasure for to fulfill. As his one handmaid I submit me.
Now blessed be the time set that thou wast born in thy degree, for now is the knot surely knit, and God conceived in Trinity. Unto the Godhead I thee commit.
That Lord thee guide in every side, and lowly he lead me and be my guide.
Mary, my wife so dear, how do ye, dame, and what cheer is with you this tide?
Truly, husband, I am here our Lord's will for to abide.
What? I trow we be all spent. Say, woman, who hath been here since I went to rage with thee?
Sir, here was neither man nor man's even, but only the Son of our God in heaven.
Say not so, woman, for shame let be. Ye be with child so wondrous great, ye need no more thereof to treat. Against all right, forsooth, this child, dame, is not mine. Alas, that ever with mine eyne I should see this sight. Tell me, woman, whose is this child?
None but yours, husband, so mild, and that shall be seen, I wis.
But mine, alas, alas, why say ye so? Well, away, woman, now may I go, beguiled as many another is.
Nay, truly, sir, you be not beguiled, nor yet with spot of sin I am not defiled. Trust it well, husband.
Husband in faith, and that a cold. Ah, well, away, Joseph, as thou art old. Like a fool now may I stand. All old men example take by me. How I am beguiled here may you see, to wed so young a child. Now farewell, Mary, I leave thee here alone. Woe worth thee, dame, and thy works each one.
Arise up, Joseph, and go home again, with Mary thy wife that is so free. To comfort her thou must take pain, for Joseph a clean maiden is she. She hath conceived without a stain the second person in Trinity. Jesu shall be his name and his divinity.
Now, Lord, I thank thee with heart full sad, for of these tidings I am so glad, that all my care away is cast. Wherefore to Mary I plead full fast. Ah, Mary, Mary, I kneel full low. Forgive me, sweet wife, here in this land. Mercy, Mary, for now I know of your good governance and how it doth stand.
Now that Lord in heaven, sir, you forgive, and I do forgive you in his name forevermore.
Now truly, sweet wife, to you I say the same, but not now to Bethlehem must I wind, and show myself so full of care, because I leave you here behind. God wot the wild dame, how you should fare.
Nay, orderly husband, dread ye nothing. for I will walk with you on the way. I trust in God, Almighty King, to speed right well in our journey.
Now I thank you, Mary, of your goodness, that you my words will not blame. And since that to Bethlehem we shall us address, go we together in God's holy name. Now to Bethlehem have we leagues 3. The day is nigh spent, it draweth towards night. Fain at your ease, dame, I would that ye should be, for you grow all weary, it seemeth in my sight.
God have mercy, Joseph, my spouse so dear. All prophets hereto do bear witness that the time now draweth near, when my child will be born, which is King of bliss. Unto some place Joseph kindly me lead, that I might rest me with grace in this tide. The light of the Father over us both spread, and the grace of my Son with us here abide.
Lo, blessed Mary, here shall ye spend, chief chosen of our Lord, and cleanest in degree. And I for help to town will I wend. Is not this the best, dame? What say ye?
God have mercy, Joseph, my husband so meek, and I heartily pray you go now from me.
That shall be done in haste, Mary so sweet. The comfort of the Holy Ghost leave I with thee. Now to Bethlehem straight will I go, to get some help for Mary so free. Some help of women God may me send, that Mary full of grace pleased may be.
Brother shepherds, look up and behold. Hey, what thing is yonder that shineth so bright? As long as ever I have watched my fold, yet saw I never such a sight in field. Oh, now is come the time that old fathers hath told, that in the winter's night so cold a child of maiden born be he would, ere no more prophecies shall be fulfilled.
Truth is without nay. So said the prophet, I say, that a child should be born of a maid so bright, in winter nigh the shortest day, or else in the midst of the night.
Loved be God, most of might, that our grace is to see that sight. Pray we to him, as it is right, if that his will it be, that we may have knowledge of the signification, and why it appeareth on this fashion. And ever to him let us give laudation on earth while that we be.
Hark, they sing above in the clouds clear. Heard I never of so merry a choir. Now, gentle brother, draw we near to hear their harmony.
Brother, mirth and solace is come as among, for by the sweetness of their song, God's Son is come, whom we have looked for long, as signifieth this star we do see. That is well said. Now go we hence, to worship that child of high magnificence.
Ah, Joseph, husband, come hither anon. My child is born that is King of bliss.
Now welcome to me, the maker of man. With all the homage that I can, thy sweet mother here will I kiss.
Ah, Joseph, husband, my child waxeth cold, and we have no fire to warm him with.
Now in my arms I shall him fold, King of all kings by field and by frith. He might have had better, and himself would, than the breathing of these beasts to warm him with.
Now, Joseph, my husband, fetch hither my child, the maker of man, and I King of bliss.
That shall be done, anon, Mary so mild, for the breathing of these beasts hath warmed in my wis. What's this?
We 3 mountain shepherds we, come for the Holy Child to see. Hail, maid mother and wife so mild, as the angel said, so have we found. I have nothing to present thy child, but my pipe, old, old. Take it in thy hand, wherein much pleasure I have found. And now to honor thy glorious birth, thou shalt have it to make thee mirth.
Now, hail be thou, child, and thy dame, for in a poor lodging here art thou laid. So the angel said, and told us thy name. Hold, take thou here my hat on thy head. And now of one thing art thou well sped, for weather thou hast no cause to complain, for wind, nor sun, hail, snow, and rain.
Hail, be thou Lord over water and lands, for thy coming all we may make mirth. I've here my mittens to put on thy hands, other treasure have I none to present thee with.
Now, herdsman kind, for your coming, to my child shall I pray, as he is heaven's king, to grant you his blessing, and to his bliss that ye may come at your last day.
Novellis of wonderful marvellis, were high and sweet unto the hearing. As Scripture telleth, these strange novellis to you I bring.
Now, heartily, sir, I desire to know, if it would please you, for to show of what a manner of thing.
Were it mystical unto your hearing, of the nativity of a king?
Of a king? When should he come?
From that region royal and mighty mansion, the seed celestial and heavenly wisdom, the second person, and God's one Son, for our sake is man become. This godly sphere descended here into a virgin clear. She undefiled, by whose work obscure our frail nature is now beguiled.
Why, hath she a child?
Trust it well, and nevertheless, yet is she a maid, even as she was, and her son, the King of Israel.
A wonderful marvel, how that may be, and far doth excel all our capacity. How that the Trinity of so high regality should join it be unto our mortality.
Of his one great mercy, as ye shall see the exposition, through whose humanity all Adam's progeny redeemed shall be out of perdition.
Yet I beseech you heartily that you would show me how that this strange novelty were brought unto you.
This other night so cold, hereby upon a wold, shepherds watching their fold in the night so far, to them appeared a star, and ever it drew them near. Which star they did behold, brighter, they say, 1,000-fold than the sun so clear in his midday sphere. And they these tidings told.
Yet do I marvel in what pile or castle these herdsmen did him see.
Neither in halls, nor yet in bowers, born would he not be. Neither in castles, nor yet in towers, that seemly were to see. But at his father's will, the prophecy to fulfill, betwixt an ox and an ass, Jesu this king born he was, heaven he brings us still.
Sir, but when the shepherds had seen him there, to what place did they repair?
Forth they went, and glad they were, going they did sing. With mirth and solace they made good cheer, for joy of this new tiding.
How surely is this a wondrous thing, but I fear 'twill madden Herod the king.
I fear it will so, when he once does know. Hark! Who comes?
Peace, Lord Barons of great renown. Peace, Sir Knights of noble presence. Peace, gentlemen companions of noble order. I command that all of you keep silence. Your noble King Herod comes in presence.
Quae status in Judae et rex Israel, and the mightiest conqueror that ever walked on ground. For I am even he that made both heaven and hell, and of my mighty power holdeth up this world round. Magog and Madrok, both them did I confound. And with this bright brand their bones I break asunder. For all the whole Orient is under mine obedience, and prince am I of purgatory, and chief captain of hell. And those tyrannous traitors by force may I compel mine enemies to vanquish, and even to dust to drive, and with a twinkle of mine eye not one to be left alive. And therefore my herald here, called Calchas, warn thou every port that no ships arrive, nor also alien stranger through my realm pass, but they for their tribute do pay marks 5. Now speed thee forth hastily, for they that will the contrary upon a gallows hanged shall be.
Hail, Lord, most of might, thy commandment is right. Into thy land is come this night 3 kings, and with them a great company.
What make those kings in this country?
To seek a king and a child, they say.
Of what age should he be?
Scant 12 days old fully.
And was he so newborn?
Sir. So they showed me this same day in the morn.
Now in pain of death bring them me before, and therefore, herald, hie thee now in haste, in all speed that thou wert dight, or that those kings that country be past. Look thou bring them all 3 before my sight, and in Jerusalem inquire more of that child. But I warn thee that thy words be mild, for there take thou heed and craft thereto, that those 3 kings shall be beguiled.
Lord, I go to do your bidding.
Star
Now blessed be God of his sweet song, for yonder a bright star I do see. Now is he come us among, as the prophet said that it should be. He said there should a babe be born to save mankind that was forlorn, and truly come now is he. He grants me grace by yonder star that I see, and into that place brings me, that I may him worship with humility, and see his glorious face.
Yonder methinks a fair bright star I see, the which betokeneth the birth of a child, that hither is come to make men free. He born of a maid, and she nothing defiled. To worship that child is mine intent. Forth now will I take my way. I trust some company God hath me sent, for yonder I see a king labor on the way. Toward him now will I ride. Hark, comely king, I you pray, into what coast will ye this tide, or whither lies your journey?
To seek a child is mine intent, of whom the prophets have meant. The time is come, now is he sent. By yonder star here may you see.
Sir, I pray you with your license to ride with you into his presence. To him will I offer frankincense, for the head of the whole church shall he be.
I ride wandering in ways wide over mountains and dales. I wot not where I am. Now, King of all kings, send me such guide that I may have knowledge of this country's name. Yonder I see a sight beseeming all afar, the which betokens some news as I trow, as methinks a child appearing in a star. I trust he be come that shall defend us from woe. 2 kings yonder I see, and to them will I ride, for to have their company. I trust they will me abide. Hail, comely kings argent! Good sirs, I pray you, whither are ye bent?
To seek a child is our intent, which betokens yonder star, as ye may see.
To him I purpose this present.
Sir, I pray you, and that right humbly with you, that I may ride in company. To Almighty God now pray we, that his precious person we may see. But look, there comes a messenger to me.
Hail, Sir Kings, in your degree. Herod, king of these countries wide, desireth to speak with you all three, and for your coming he doth abide.
Sir, at his will we be right pleased. Hie us, brother, unto that Lord's place. To speak with him we would be eased. That child that we seek, he grant us of his grace.
Hail, Lord, without peer. These 3 kings have we brought.
Sir kings, as I understand, a star hath guided you into my land, by reason of her beams bright. Wherefore, I pray you heartily, the very truth that you would certify. How long it is, surely, since of that star you had first sight?
Sir King, the very truth we say, and to show you as it is best, this same is even the 12th day since it appeared to us to be west.
Brother, then is there no more to say, but with heart and will keep ye your journey, and come home again this same way, of your news that I may know. You shall triumph in this country, and with great concord banquet with me, and that child myself then will I see, and honor him also.
Sir, your commandment we will fulfill, and humbly obey ourselves theretil he that weldeth all things at will the ready way us teach. Sir King, that we may pass your land in peace.
Yea, and walk softly, even at your own ease. Your passport for 100 days here shall you have of clear command.
Now farewell, King of high degree. Humbly of you our leave we take.
Then adieu, Sir Kings, all 3. And while I live, be bold of me. There is nothing in this country, but for your own ye shall it take. Farewell, great kings.
Farewell, great king.
Now these 3 kings are gone on their way. Unwisely and unwittingly have they all wrought. When they come again, they shall die that same day. And thus these vile wretches to death shall be brought. Such is my liking. He that against my laws will hold, be he king or kaiser never so bold, I shall them cast into Kari's cold, and to death I shall them bring.
Blessed God, much is thy might. Where is this star that gave us light?
Yonder, brother, I see the star, whereby I know he is not far. Therefore, lords, go we now into this poor place. Hail, God and man together in fear. For thou hast made all things of naught, albeit that thou liest poorly here. A cup full of gold here I have thee brought, in tokening thou art without peer.
Hail be thou, Lord of high magnificence, in tokening of priesthood and dignity of office. To thee I offer a cup full of incense, for it behoveth thee to have such sacrifice.
Hail be thou, Lord long looked for. I have brought thee myrrh for mortality. In tokening those shall mankind restore to life by thy death upon a tree.
God have mercy, kings, of your goodness. By the guiding of the Godhead hither are you sent. The provision of my sweet Son, your ways whom redress, and ghostly reward you for your present.
Sir kings, after our promise, home by Herod, I must needs go.
Now truly, brother, we can no less. But I am so far watched, I wot not what to do.
Right so am I. Wherefore I you pray, let all us rest us a while upon this ground.
Brother, your saying is right well unto my pay. The grace of that sweet child save us all sound.
King of Taurus, Sir Jasper, King of Araby, Sir Balthazar, Melchior, King of Aginara.
And an angel speaks to us.
To you now am I sent. For dread of Herod, go you west home. In those parts when ye come down, ye shall be buried with great renown. The Holy Ghost this knowledge hath sent.
Awake, Sir kings, I you pray, for the voice of an angel I heard in my dream.
That is full true that they do say, for he rehearsed our names plain.
He bade that we should go down by west, for dread of Herod's false betray.
So for to do it is the best. the child that we have sought, guide us the way. Now farewell the fairest of shapes so sweet, and thanked be Jesus of his hand, that we three together so suddenly should meet, that dwell so wide and in a strange land, and here to make our presentation.
Now farewell, Sir Jasper. Brother to you, King of Taurus, the most worth St. Balthazar, also to you I bow, and I thank you both of your good company, while we together have been. He that made us to meet on hill, I thank him now, and ever I will. For now may we go without ill, and of our offering be full fain.
Now sith that we must needly go, for dread of Herod that is so wroth. Now farewell, brother, and brother also. I take my leave here of you both, this day on foot.
Look, again the starry light, signaling an angel from the height.
Mary and Joseph, to you I say, sweet word from the Father, I bring you full right. Out of Bethlehem into Egypt, forth go ye the way, and with you take the King full of might, for dread of Herod's fright.
Rise up, Mary, hastily and soon. Our Lord's will needs must be done, like as the angel bade.
Meekly, Joseph, mine own spouse, toward that country let us repair. In Egypt some token of house. God grant us grace, safe to come there.
Have just heard, ladies and gentlemen, two of the famous nativity plays of Chester, England. The Second Shepherd's Play and the Wakefield Nativity Play, adapted for Great Plays series by Randall R. McDougall. The cast today included William S. Rainey, Elliott Reed, Sharita Bauer, Alfred Shirley, Kingsley Colton, Stanley Harrison, Burford Hampton, Ian Martin, J. Malcolm Dunn, William Shelley, Ian McAllister, Sean Dillon, Vincent Donahue, and Mary Michael. A Great Plays drama guide by Blevins Davis, who arranged for the series, is available to our radio audience at the cost of 25 cents. Send coin or money order to Great Plays, the National Broadcasting Company, New York City. The Great Plays drama guide contains a summary of the plot, sketch of the author's life, and pertinent facts about each of the 30 plays in the series. Consult your local library for reading material on the remaining Great Plays in this series. This program has been presented as a public service by the National Broadcasting Company and the independent radio stations associated with the NBC networks, and came to you from the RCA Building, Radio City, New York.